Okay, so I did a reading to see what would happen if Donald Trump won the presidency and what would happen if Kamala Harris won. So let's go. All right, so the top row is Donald Trump, the bottom row is Kamala Harris. So the top row, I did a three-card reading just letting us what we need to know right now about their campaign. Like, what do they stand for, what they represent, like, what energy would they be bringing to their position. And then I did what will that the middle card represents kind of like what will be the major impact while they're in office. And then the final card represents the outcome or the aftermath of what would happen to the country or the environment once they leave. So let's start with Donald Trump. So Donald Trump, for right now, Donald Trump, like what energy he's bringing, what energy he's harnessing, he's got the Hierophant. And when I pulled the Hierophant card, what I heard for the Hierophant card is he is actually, ironically, he's representing the machine. But it's not the machine like we've been thinking machine, because it's crazy because everyone is accusing the Democrats of being the machine. But Donald Trump is bringing the energy of the old. I don't know how exactly how that phrase goes, but the old boy spirit of America. But it's just like the tradition of America, like the spirit of I really, I know this may sound crazy to y'all, and I thought, am I being biased? But when I looked at that card intuitively, I couldn't stop thinking about the Confederate flag. And I was like, nah, Adam, you're being biased. But the more I intuitively just try to discern what that hierophant represented, it felt like it just represent an old ideal. And I thought about states' rights and the Confederate and just that history of trying to declare, the issue with slavery being a state right thing. But it just seems like he's bringing some old traditional spirit. His campaign, that whole "Make America Great Again," really is something of a spirit connected to the Confederacy, the Southern states, state rights, and just an ideal of America that has not favored a lot of people. And if you look at the middle card, the Five of Cups, which I pull regarding his what will happen while he's actually in term if he makes it, I saw a lot of loss for a lot of people. I saw a lot of people taking a lot of losses, and a lot of their joys and satisfaction being lost. And I only saw two cups standing, and that made me just think that the only people that's really going to benefit from a Trump presidency, they really have like an immediate benefit, or while he's in office, are going to be people who are privilege. And it seems like the majority of Americans are going to suffer under a Trump presidency. That's how I'm interpreting the Five of Cups. And then for the outcome, which was the Eight of Swords for Donald Trump, the outcore, the Eight of Swords, all I could hear in that phrase was that women will be drastically set back, minorities, and people that have done so much to get themselves to a place of respect, freedom, and just guaranteed rights and liberties, they're going to be set back and have to fight all over again. Once Donald Trump finishes presidency and leaves, it just feels like it's literally going back to a previous America where people are having to fight all over again for certain decent liberties and struggle, especially women. It seems like women are really going to be the most attacked. Okay, so let's talk about Kamala Rowe. Now, I had to pull some confirmations for Kamala Rose because I was just kind of confused, but I'm going to get into that. But first of all, let's start with the High Priestess. So Kamala got what she's bringing as president. She got the High Priestess. I found this just the fact that the High Priestess came for her and the Hierophant. If anybody knows tarot, they know that these cards are the direct opposite cards. One is ruled by the tradition. The Hierophant is ruled by the traditions of the people trying to maintain their power. And the High Priestess is actually a card that represents the ruled by truth, being governed by truth, being governed and guided by the highest inner truth. And I'm really not saying this biasly. This is a card that came up for Kamala Harris, that she's bringing actually some type of greater discernment. And that was the word I heard when I asked, what does this card really represent for her? And it came up with discernment. Like, she's actually bringing discernment of truth, discernment of what is really needed. It's that feminine energy that people have been talking about for years, since 2012, that need for the feminine energy to come back and rule the world. And so what we got for the in what would the next card, the Seven of Swords, is represents what would be like if she's actually her actual presidency, and she got the Seven of Swords, and in that Seven of Swords, the first thing I heard when I saw the Seven of Swords was that it was going to be about her getting back freedom for people. Freedom was the word I heard, and making sure while she's in office, which looks like there may be 8 years of her in office, that she was going to be making sure that other people, freedom that she ensures for many people, it will not be able to be taken back away. And when I saw the strength card for confirmation, that I pulled confirmation, and because at first I was like, "Hey, is this a negative Seven of Swords?" Because sometimes Seven of Swords can be a thief card, but the strength reassured me that it was no. This was a positive idea of someone that was going to be acting very much grounded in the highest virtues while they're in office, and the overall outcome of her presidency would be the Page of Cups. And that Page of Cups, when I first heard that, I heard the phrase a new creation, a new spirit, like something new, a new spirit, a new energy that will be brought to the planet. But I didn't know what new energy it was. Like, what is this new spirit? And so I pulled a confirmation card. I got the Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles suggested that she's bringing back freedom for people to choose. There's going to be a lot of freedom of people not having to juggle and struggle so much. So the Two of Pentacles reverse, to me, what I heard and saw in that card was that there will be less struggling, like less people having to choose their struggles, but there would be like an acceptance and this kind of like a spirit of I don't want to say a spirit of ease, but just a spirit of personal liberty, a spirit of personal choice. I found this reading very ironic because everything that Donald Trump and the MAGA movement seeming to represent and that they claim, none of it came up in their reading. All the stuff that they claim that they stand for is all the stuff that came out for the Harris presidency if she wins. All right, let me know what y'all think about this reading. This was long. I wish I could make it shorter.